lot of money into this election.
There's a lot of stuff that Ron handles.
Okay.
Well, there is a lot of old money in Roswell.
All the parks and everything.
That's really the one big.
Wow, we got a lot of internment stuff.
I can't remember who, I think.
Keep looking for Coughlin's name on one of these.
Not yet. My day is coming.
Your days are coming.
We just have a few seconds, I'll let you know when we're live.
Okay.
Everybody can sign in also when you have a chance, make sure that you sign in before the.
Okay, you're live.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the workshop of the Village of Ruidoso Village Council. It's March the 1st, 2022. It's 8 o'clock. It's voting day, so we hope that you all get out and vote. If you'll stand with me and join with me in a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Remember the Ukrainians. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, of Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
You want to unplug it?
All right, welcome everybody. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the news, I think that President Zelensky is one heck of a leader for doing what they're doing in Ukraine. Item number, we'll have a roll call, please.
Mayor Crawford,
Here.
Councilor Salas,
Here.
Councilor Lutterman,
Here.
Councilor Eby,
Here.
Councilor Cornelius,
Here.
Councilor Coughlin,
Here.
Councilor Jackson.
Here.
All here, Mayor, we have quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for coming in. Item number 1 is discussion on the 2022-2023 strategic plan. Manager Dodge.
Mayor, councilors, I appreciate y'all participating in the strategic planning process. I know it was a long, 2-day event, 11 hours each day. And then, the third day, we kind of wrapped it up. But we've taken your comments as we met through the strategic plan, inputted them into the different tactical plans within the departments. And for your consideration and adoption, we're going to be presenting the strategic plan.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Everybody get to read on the changes that were made? Okay. All right. Thank you, Manager.
I would, regular item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regular item. Item number 2 is discussion on ratification of investment grade audit under statewide price agreement number 90-000-18-00017 AH with Year Out Energy Services Company, LLC, for qualified providers of energy performance contracting services in the amount not to exceed $69,071, including gross receipts tax. Yes, sir, Mr. Boyda.
Mayor Crawford, I'm Eric Boyda, the Water Resource Director. So if you remember from last meeting, there was an issue with the Horton Complex square footage. So there's an increase in the cost for that, and the mayor signed it, and so we're just seeking to ratify it. The breakdown of the properties, it's Exhibit B, is page 22 of the contract, or page 156 of the agenda packet.
Eric, I don't know how this works since we are a government entity. Do we get the federal credits on the solar stuff that individuals get?
My My understanding is no. But I'll make sure that that's covered in the process, but we are eligible to receive other grants that individuals aren't eligible to receive.
As long as we get free money, either way, it's all right.
And Eric, on the Horton complex, it says main and shop, but the shop, its days are numbered. Is that still gonna be included in? Or did we
I
just
mean-
leave the verbiage there?
I've heard about that being demoed, but I mean, it's not been solidified yet, so it's up to you guys. It's easy for us to cut. They'll only do the square footage that they do.
Mayor, Counselor, it is going to be our recommendation that building be replaced after, Rodney operating out of there and the condition of the structure. We will be making that recommendation.
Replaced, tear it down, build up a new building
Yes,
for Parks and Rec? You said Rodney.
that's yet to be determined, but
Okay.
I would assume that it would be a replacement building that would be going in there.
Okay, because right now Rodney's not there. That's what confused me. That's the wastewater people are in there.
Right.
Okay.
Mayor Crawford, Councilor Coughlin, I'll make sure that facility is in inventory, and we'll make sure that the building.
Maybe it was Adam that had that conversation. Was it you, Adam?
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Remind me where Tom Jones Memorial Fire Station, I'm getting confused. Is that the one by the Fire Station 1?
Isn't that Bob?
That's this one. That's Bob
Bob
Moore,
Moore.
right. That's what I was for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
And so that one has utilities there because they have the fire truck in there with water
Right.
and ready to go.
I just couldn't remember where it was. I always called it the City Hall Fire Station.
Okay,
Okay.
anything else? Where do you want it, folks?
I'm okay with the consent, but
Yeah, because we already discussed it last time.
We
It's
did,
just
and it's
just that
just-
square footage.
Okay, consent. Item number 3, discussion on watershed advisory committee recommended projects in the amount of $36,000. I guess that's including,
So, Mayor Crawford, councilors, this isn't actual contract, it's just, through the special fund from the WIBIT and Grindstone revenues, 30% of the year-end profits go to the watershed committee. So the watershed committee is recommending 2 projects. One is forestry maintenance around Grindstone Reservoir, and then the
erosion.
Gavilan Canyon Cemetery, and then the remaining balance, 16,000, be added to our existing fund for erosion control measures around Grindstone Reservoir. So with your approval of this, we'll be able to go forward and spend the money on contracts and projects.
I think this should be regular. I
Yeah,
think people
so-
should know where our, that Grindstone does provide.
I was afraid to say that because I didn't want to look like we're dragging the meeting out, but yeah, definitely, because this is where those funds that are being used and showing that we're actually using them.
I agree.
I think they're both very worthy projects.
Okay. Regular it is. Discussion on final change order number 3 for IFB number 2020-007B, Apple Orchard, H 1979, S14 in Middle Gavilan, H 272-S3, well improvements with General Hydronics Utilities LLC, decreasing contract cost by $46,311.01, including gross receipts tax.
Mayor Crawford, councilors, so this is just the final balancing change order, so there's some extra funds there that were not utilized as part of the project. So this is reducing the contract amount by the $46,000. I do want to note that there was a couple of change orders So when you look at the original contract cost, we're still having a savings of $30,000,
That's good.
including GRT.
I don't guess we can complain about that change.
No, you need to spend the rest of the money, Art.
We'll spend it somewhere else.
I know you will.
Okay, what do you want?
Consent?
Consent?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Item number 5, discussion on purchase from Badger Meter for endpoints for water meters in the amount of $477,427.50, and gross receipts tax is not applicable. Yes, sir, Adam?
Mayor, Council, this is, we had talked about it about 2 years ago, the sunset period for our endpoints on our meters. They did prorate it for another year just because of the chip shortage, and they're now ramping up to start sending them out here in June. So this will change the endpoints from 3G CDMA to a LTE on our towers.
I got it.
I say regular.
I like that they come with a 20-year warranty, because 5G probably won't be around then. We'll have to replace them before then.
And the meters will be obsolete by then.
So who's going to be replacing the
Yeah, that's what I
endpoints?
was gonna ask.
Is that on us?
As of right now, I'm planning on our meter readers doing
Okay.
this, yes.
But we don't really have meter readers so much anymore because of this.
It's the meter crew.
The meter crew? Okay, okay.
What are you gonna do about current readings? Getting them on the new, or is this is just the sending unit, I guess? Yeah.
Mayor Crawford, Councilor Clunias, yes, this is just the sending unit, and when they're changing them out, basically they're unplugging them, plugging them back in, and swiping to activate them, and then Toy will get the information here, and it'll change over to the account.
I don't know, a bunch of bells started ringing when he said that. You know, it sounded like last time I bought my mobile phone. All you do is turn it on and.
Yeah.
So it
Everything's
takes up
downloaded.
the regular reading then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It's like swapping out your phone.
Yeah.
isn't it?
You
So
know how easy that is.
how long is 3G still going to be available? Do we have,
They're starting to, excuse me, their projected time is to start taking them off the towers, December 31st,
oh, okay.
2022.
So we've got plenty of time to get it done then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When, Mr. Mayor, when they do that changeover, do they routinely do a test of, say, 20 to see just how that's working before they do it across the board, or how does that work exactly?
On the endpoints themselves or the meters?
Well, when they do the transition,
I think we'll be able to do, I'm gonna say, we'll start out with like 30 a day. So we'll get those 30 done and make sure that they're
working.
transitioned. Yes, sir.
But you'll have the result immediately, right? I mean, Toy will be able to, okay, we changed 100 Main Street and see if it's still registering or,
well, and I was wondering about the accounts
yeah.
connecting and,
Yeah, the meter themselves, the meter itself on the register is actually registered to that account. So once the endpoint is plugged in and swiped on, it takes the data from the top of
Meter.
the meter, and then we just got to make sure that the endpoint is ours, not another municipality's. A lot of times, like the new ones we've gotten have been for Santa Fe or something like that. But these new ones, they're brand new. They should be registered to us.
I would say regular
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
with the amount, yeah.
yeah. Mayor, if this is on regular and you're speaking, you might put a plug in for Ion Water just to try to reinforce people need to sign up for it.
Absolutely. Good idea.
So Adam, on the meter, because that has all the information, is there a battery on there that backs up that information? How long is that battery good
The
for?
battery life on the meter itself is a 20-year battery.
A 20-year battery, okay, cool.
And we are, on the meter itself, we're 7 years into the 20 years.
It's been that
Wow, has it
long?
been that long?
Really?
It didn't seem like it.
Seems like it's been 4.
Now, you remember it was like $2 million for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And this $500,000 for,
Yeah, yeah. just for that.
Just for the sending unit, or the,
Plus us putting them on.
yeah.
Yeah. Dang, okay.
So regular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Item number 6 is discussion on sewer line extension project for Region 9 Education Cooperative Facility to be located at 1201 through 1217 Meacham Drive, New Mexico Highway 48.
Okay, Mayor, Council, this is, for Region 9. This is the sewer line extension, for their proposed, project there. This is for 1,000 feet of sewer line from White Mountain Drive, which is 1201 Meacham, to 1217 Meacham, near the business complex there. It'll include, three manholes and 1,000 feet of pipe. And I did get, quotes in. I got with 4 contractors, for bids on this project. 2 were responsive, Mike MP Chavez and Jeff Harvey Construction. And, Michael Chavez was the current low at, $58,800 before, GRT.
What was the next one?
The next one was 61,500.
Wow, pretty close to a guess, huh? Yes, sir.
It looks like we're paying it out of free money, but why are we paying it?
Out of free money?
No, in general.
This,
We don't run sewer line for,
no,
Private.
I mean, I know, this is a good project. I'm glad they finally got it. I was just curious.
Manager Dodge.
You want to explain it, Manager Dodge, how we get around the anti-donation and why it's seen as a community project and
Where's the money coming from? It'll help all subs, or whoever they are, if they go in, but.
Mayor, council, with the funds that we intend to use are the recovery funds. We currently have $2 million of recovery funds. $1 million has already been transferred to us, and the other $1 million is we're waiting for that to be dispersed. But when you look at the intent of the funds, it talks about disadvantaged populations. And, you know, they do serve disadvantaged populations, so that makes it a qualified expenditure. When it comes to the other private property owners, we would, if they want to tap onto that, we want to make sure that we cover our tap fees within that cost so that we're not getting into an unjust enrichment issue with the other private property owners that are not eligible type of entities. So the intent of the funds that are the recovery funds do allow us to work with that type of an organization to get that project installed.
And then we'll require the individuals to hook on.
Yep.
As we drive.
That's correct.
Line pay, okay.
Yeah, in addition to the disadvantaged population, water and sewer infrastructure is called out specifically, so either way, it's an eligible expenditure.
Okay, good. Well, this is definitely a good project.
Oh, Mayor, I just want to say thank you so much to Adam and to Tim. Brian Dooley, the executive director, called me and was just ecstatic, saying that as he sat around the table he said there wasn't a chair left. He said, I felt like I was with family.
Yep.
And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, because this is a really great project. So it helps parents with these little kids get back to school. Get back to work.
Thank you, Council.
Well, and I've been working with Brian on a couple of different projects lately, but last night I met him over at the Mountain Annie's facility, and it's the first time I got a full tour of it. They really need to get out of there. It's been sold, so they have to move, but being able to build their own facility to take care of these kids, that place, they made it work, but it's time to go. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we're extending it past their property enough so that we can go to that office building a little bit further down the road. So we're getting more people off of the septic and onto the sewer at the same time.
Yes, sir.
to more disadvantaged folks. John Underwood,
And,
severely.
Well, they're probably really, overloading the septic tank there, so.
Yeah.
Just to throw a little bit more into this,
tell you
that was
what.
just the bid for the construction, for them to put the pipe in the ground. We will also be, providing the material for the contractor, and I do have the quotes,
Okay, and so right now, we're just approving the extension project. When will we talk about the contracts? 'Cause they're not listed on here. I just see the utility poles quote, scope of work, manhole quote.
Mayor, it's my understanding, we can either put it back on the agenda or we can administratively approve that, so,
Because it's 60, under 60?
yes.
it is under 60,000, before GRT, yes, sir.
But once you add GRT, it takes you over 60.
Yes, it's, 60,370, or $63,761.
Can we just add that into the agenda for the meeting and get it all taken care of at once?
I would like that better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that on there so that we can,
And Mayor and Council, I don't, when we're talking to Brian, he's talking do you think we can get this accomplished in 7 months? So I think we got some time to get it done.
yeah.
I don't think he can get his building done. in
No.
7 months. No, not even.
But while we're getting, let's get it while it's good.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
And Mayor and Council, I think when we did have a discussion with him, of course, he's going to be working with the Community Development Department to get his permits and everything in place, but they're actually, if I'm not mistaken, buildings that are built off-site, brought in, modular buildings, and then set on a permanent foundation. And, he expressed to us that he thought he could get that completed within the 7-month period, the process that he's looking at.
Brian's a very optimistic person. So I know last night, he thought we were going to be approving this today. So I said, no, this is just a workshop. Next week is the actual council. So there's a discrepancy with the closing date. So he's going to go back and just get it extended till next week so we can get this approved if that's what we do.
Yeah, he had 30 days, I think.
Yeah.
They found out the day before closing that it didn't have sewer.
I know.
Naturally we
I know.
did.
Okay, so discussion, you want it on regular?
I think
I
so.
think so with all the
Yeah.
twists and turns.
Okay.
Then if he gets a concession,
Item number 7. Thank you,
Thanks,
Adam.
Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
And so we got this water leak fixed, I guess, over on last night. Jeez, sorry.
Marion, just for, and it's up to you all, but, oftentimes when you do either a consent, you put it on regular, it's open to different discussion, but is there any expression of support for this item from the governing body?
Well, absolutely, yeah.
I'm good for consent.
Me too. So am I.
For number 6?
For, the
sewer
extension,
Okay,
sewer extension, just to
you
gain
okay with that?
confidence.
Yes.
Let's
okay.
do it.
Yeah.
So we're changing number 6 to consent item?
Consent.
Okay.
Okay,
That way we can express to, Brian, that the council has consented. It just needs to go through a formal process.
okay. All right, good morning, Josh.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. Discussion on award of ITB number 2022-004B to Pavement Sealants and Supply, Inc. for the laser road pack striping machine or equivalent in the amount of $63,777. Gross receipts tax is not applicable.
Yes, sir, Mayor, Council. The invitation to bid on this was advertised on 2/13/22. It went out in 3 different newspapers. It went out in the Albuquerque Journal, the Ruidoso News, and the Las Cruces Sun News, with the bids due on 2/22/22.
All right. On Tuesday.
Yes, sir. These 3 vendors, they did submit their acknowledgement receipt forms for referencing the intent to respond to this. The 3 companies were Superior Supply, Pavement Sealants Incorporated, and Brewer Coat of Arizona. The village only received 1 bid, and that was from Pavement Sealants and Supply, which we deemed responsive and within the budgeted amount. Pavement Sealant submitted their bid in the amount of $63,777, with the gross receipts not being applicable. It was budgeted in our procurement and capital equipment replacements fund for the street department in the amount of $80,000. So it came in under what we budgeted.
So in the bid report, all it says is for the bid summary, there was one bid was received and found to be responsive. It doesn't give any indication of what that the committee was,
Yep.
approving it, and there's no information on the bid itself.
Mayor, Councilor Coughlin, the bid that comes in, we don't have an evaluation committee like we would do with a request for proposal. So bids come in and that we are awarding to the lowest, most responsive bid. In this case, there was just the one. So there isn't really like an evaluation process for it.
But shouldn't that still be included in the bid report? That there was, who the bidder was, what the amount was?
You are correct. We can add that to it.
Yeah.
That should have actually included all three, interested parties that wanted to bid.
Right,
That submitted their acknowledgement form. So we can add that to that for that.
okay.
And he said that they can still do curbs, things like that. It's got a hose that manually they spray it on.
So is this a trailer or something that goes in the back of a truck?
It can, sir, this could be either or.
Oh, okay.
We can mount it directly to the truck, or we have a unit that we can put and mount it behind and pull behind so that we can use, either way, we'll be able to use the truck later on once
Right,
we are done
right.
striping, yes, sir.
Okay. It's one of the least expensive items you've asked for.
So, just what do you want, consent?
Consent.
Consent.
Item number 8, discussion on agreement with EcoService, Inc. for professional services for community partnership improvement projects and services in the amount of $17,350, including gross receipts tax. And I will talk to you about Kirkman later, Josh. Kirkman, I will talk to you about that later.
Okay.
If it takes too long, you got to go to work, just go to work, I'll call you. Yes, sir, Rodney?
Good morning, Mayor and councilors. This is a renewal of an agreement with the EcoService professional services. It includes trail maintenance, park beautification. They even assist us with snow removal on occasion, but it's just assistance on different beautification projects, again, in park maintenance, trail maintenance throughout the year. Our previous agreement was for $12,400 plus GRT, and this one it increased to $16,000 plus the GRT for the total of $17,350.
Is not EcoService a 501c3,
Yes.
but we still have to pay GRT?
So I include it to cover us. There's been changes in the past where sometimes they bill for it and sometimes they don't. When I don't include it, then I have a shortage in my budget. I have to come up with it somewhere else. So
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how to answer that question, but I'm prepared in case they
Just in
do bill
case.
for it.
Okay, and you mentioned that this is a renewal, but it just says annual agreement.
It's a renewal of an agreement. So the previous agreement that we had was an annual with 3-year renewals. That has expired.
Okay, so now we're just going to an annual.
Yes.
Because it says in here under renewal, the term
Yes.
of this agreement is for 1 year,
It would be an annual.
which I fully would expect that next year we would do it again. I mean, it's a great value that they provide to us.
Do we pay them with each job, or do we just,
They actually bill us twice a year, and
Oh,
when they
okay.
bill us,
I
they
thought you did
submit-
a line item where they put out the jobs that they were going to do and then you paid to it. You don't do that?
No, sir. They submit jobs kind of sporadically throughout the year, so they bill us biannually. They submit a report of all the work that was completed during that time, and then we just bill it in 2 payments.
I was not aware of that. Okay. Anyone else?
I'd be willing to put this on consent so he doesn't have to bring in all his
Yep.
guys with him.
Okay,
Let
I
them-
agree.
Let them go do their work that they
You
do.
don't want an audience here?
No, election will be over by then, so he'll be through. No more, I can't wait. You're wearing that Facebook key out.
He'll be turning his seat over to Stephen.
Yeah. Item number 9, discussion on first renewal agreement with High Mountain Concessionaire LLC to operate concessions at Alto Lake.
So this is the first year renewal on the agreement to operate the concessions at Alto Lake. As y'all recall, last year, they didn't have the opportunity to utilize the building. They did have a trailer on site. Due to the changes, I did reach out to them and have a discussion to ensure that they were willing to perform what they had originally proposed. They did agree that they're willing still to move forward with that, and so I'm submitting the first renewal for your all's approval.
Are we gonna be able to get like a menu type stuff of what they're gonna provide inside that? I know we were looking out for details, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I will get that.
I think they got it on here, a menu that I saw.
I can't recall if it was in there or not.
And with them hiring kids or teenagers, are they going to have like somebody that's there to, like an older person to make?
Supervise
Yeah,
it.
supervise.
Yes. And
Okay.
that, we include that in the agreement as well as also like the grindstone.
Yes,
Ensure
okay.
that they have an adult on staff.
Thank you.
to manage that. And this scale will be a little bit different in operating that building.
Yeah.
They'll have, well, I guess it is and it isn't different. They'll still serve food and.
Mayor, my recommendation on this one is to be placed on regular.
I agree. Yep, there's a menu item in here, though.
Where's it at? I didn't see it.
Page 13.
It's on your agreement.
Yeah, and the prices aren't bad. The prices are less than what I would expect from a concession.
Rodney, it says they have to hook up all the utilities. Is that on Alto Water, I would think?
Yes, it's not on the village.
And they'll have to put in or maintain a grease trap and all that.
Which we took care of initially when we purchased the property, so.
Man, this is a long agreement,
Yeah.
but it's got everything in here. Their plan, there's a plan as far as managers that are going to be employed, food service and rental contracts. It's very thorough.
I didn't
Sounds
see-
like we
Did you
ought to
see
make
pizza in
money.
there anywhere?
Yeah. A full pizza is $20,
Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, good.
and
They're gonna start serving calamari.
As we,
Trout. Trout.
calamari is the leftover bait.
very good. Beautiful.
Good.
Bubble waffle ice cream. Mm-mm. I think it looks good, so we'll have it on discussion.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Regular. Okay, anything else?
I see that they're gonna be, wanting to serve beer and wine, so how is that gonna affect, is it gonna be, I'm assuming they're gonna police, boating, the canoeing, not allowing those who have consumed.
A good question for them.
What page is that on, Joe?
It's 22.
I'm not sure, other than serving an impaired person, that may be a police department enforcement thing.
And it's on village property. That's another
Do
concern.
we allow alcohol there
No.
currently?
None at the lakes, no.
Because I know we don't up at the ball field. We're not supposed to.
Another thing to think about is we don't have anybody certified on staff with the PD to enforce any type of boating issues if they were boating and impaired out there.
I think they're talking about the nightly dinner
In the restaurant.
in the restaurant. So it would be just like anything else. Once they step outside, the legal permits, they'll have to be,
Has to be on site.
yeah. So I think that they're not the same issue. I think it's different. Because the menu looks pretty awesome.
But would that come to us if they,
Yeah, because
Alcohol
it'll be
license?
on village property, so it would have to be a village liquor license, just the same as it is at the Links and at the convention center?
even though that's not in the village?
It is in the
It is in the
village.
village?
Yeah, it's our property.
Oh, okay, I thought, well, it's our property, but I thought it was actually considered to be in the county.
It's in the village. Is it not?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
I think it's in the county.
Sam?
Because that used to be
It's
the old
county.
Alto post
county.
office, so that was the county.
Yeah, it's county.
But we own the lake, we own the property. Is it in the village or not?
It's in the county.
It's in the county, so we have to go to the county to get approval?
A liquor license will come from the county.
Or annex it.
Mm-hmm.
It's adjacent to village property, so I would say annex it. Just be that little.
What's the problem with
square.
that?
With annexing?
Mm-hmm, Nada? I'm surprised we hadn't thought of that before.
Oh,
Well, if we
I
annex, aren't
always
we,
It's never been an issue, but we can petition the council for annexation.
if we annex, aren't we required to provide water and sewer to that location?
Not immediately.
To the lake, to that property.
Well, up to the other side of the
We're not
lake.
gonna be bringing in other properties, we're just
Right.
annex our property.
Okay.
I mean, if
I-
other
I
people
don't-
wanna be annexed in, we could consider it, but, the administration can petition for annexation.
Right.
Well, I think we need clarification then, because we'd have to give them an agreement if they're leasing our property, that they could get a liquor license. And so would that be on them then? As opposed to what we do with the Links and the convention center?
Yeah, that's potential.
So
Either way, whether it's in or out, it's just a matter of who they would go through the licensure for. So,
Well, one of them is a municipal license. And the other would be their license.
right.
So you want to talk to them about what their plan is on that?
Okay.
Okay. So maybe we'll have an answer by next Tuesday? But I really like the menu. It looks pretty good.
it does.
It's pretty comprehensive,
Mm-hmm.
quite large.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of pasta in there, but a lot of sauce is too expensive. They all got cheese. Okay, so we will have this on discussion on regular.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and so Ron, do you have anything else? Thanks, Rodney.
Mayor Crawford, members of the council, been working with the airport manager, Austin. He has some information. He's been working on a military exercise agreement with Cannon Air Force Base, and he's going to come up and explain that and give some details. He's also been working with Zach on that, so.
Okay. Morning, Austin. You look like you're feeling better.
Was that listed, Ron?
No,
How are we doing that if it's not listed?
but we can't talk about it.
No.
Okay, because we don't have it on the agenda, so we'll have to put it on the agenda for next time.
For the meeting.
Okay. Sorry, Austin.
Sorry, Austin.
Sorry, guys. When is that thing supposed to happen?
It is, Mayor Crawford, members of the council, looking at the last week of March is when there's like
We got time.
5 days or so, okay, that's fine.
Okay, so then we'll have, what other issues?
So just going into for the regular meeting on some items, we have just, on consent, it's just minutes from various meetings. We have mayoral reports and presentations. We're going to have a introduction of new Rio Doso employees and promotions, a proclamation for Alicia Pirelli Anila. And we have another proclamation for the AmeriCorps Week from Anthony. We'll have an update on the Hope Harbor Transitional Home Project.
Yes.
And also under public hearings, we'll have a small brewer liquor license, and this is for the Hall of Flame Restaurant Brewery.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, everybody's getting into it.
Yeah, they're over there getting ready to gut that
Either
building.
that or weed.
and then we'll include the item of, from the airport on that agreement with Cannon Air Force Base. So,
Okay, and then we'll have closed session on there with all the below.
that's correct, yes, sir.
Everything. Is there anything else anyone can think of? So when do we swear in the counselors?
Mayor, I think Ron has that scheduled for April 1st.
Okay, so the old council will still be on this one?
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah, with the new rules, it doesn't go in effect till April. So John still has another
I
meeting.
thought I'd escaped.
Okay. Anything else anybody can think of? No?
Just, I'd like to invite Judy and, man, I was thinking of Adam as being Rodney this morning. My memory's getting like my parents. I grew up thinking my name was Tu. My Frank, Willie, John, James, Tu. So Rodney into executive session.
Okay. All right. I think that covers all the business listed on the agenda. And thanks everyone for attending. This meeting is adjourned.
We have to-
Oh,
Motion to go into closed session.
to go into closed session, you forgot all about it. That was just a little too.
I thought you were gonna steal all my thunder.
Well, no, I thought, man, this has gone really quick.
Well, I did too. I thought, oh, well, then we're not doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mayor, before you move into executive session, Ron, can you show the fancy screen that we got?
Oh, yeah, the screen or yeah, look at this, guys. Oh, we lost the remote. That's been my
Well, the
big
remote's
concern.
over here. I just haven't been instructed
Just
on.
go ahead and, yeah, it's not that difficult.
That's what they said about the endpoints on the water meters. Not that difficult.
Nice.
And they all said, ooh.
Love it.
That's nice. We can still watch
I know, I love that.
Yeah.
grass.
Yeah,
I love that.
Then I'll be.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right,
be taking down the verticals.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So, okay, now if we can have a motion to go into closed session, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we move into closed session for discussion of limited personnel matters, citing statute 1015-1H2 and MSA 1978. Also discussion of subject to the attorney-client privilege pertaining to threatened or pending litigation in which the Village of Rio Doso is or may become a participant, citing statute 1015-1H7 and MSA 1978. And finally, discussion of the purchase, acquisition, and/or disposal of real property and/or water rights by the Village of Rio Doso, citing statute 1015-1H8 and MSA 1978. Any action taken as a result of the closed session will be brought back into open session. And I so move.
Second.
Discussion, roll call, Ron.
Counselor Jackson,
Aye.
Counselor Coughlin,
Aye.
Counselor Cornelius,
Aye.
Counselor Salas,
Aye.
Counselor Letterman,
Aye.
Counselor Eby.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So we're going to go back into the executive area.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Interesting.
Turn your microphones off.
I grew up thinking my name was Esse.